Welcome, Highlanders, to our Econ 3 Section 1 Canvas course site. And in this class, we also have our Econ 3H students, or about 20 honor students, who will be completing this class with the other 550 students who are registered for Econ 3, only they're going to be doing an honors version of the class. And for those 20 or so honor students, there is a separate discussion section course site that's going to have the additional honors assignments that you have to complete as part of being that honors group. But everybody, both honors and non-honors, are going to be completing all of their regular assignments through this particular course site. So I'm making this tour of our Canvas course site video just to kind of show you where to find everything. So when you log in, you should first see this homepage. On this homepage, you're going to see a link to our syllabus. Make sure you read through that so you understand the rules of the class. I also have a goals contract here. And the reason why I provided that is because you have to complete your own goals contract as part of your first extra credit activity, which is the Class Rules and Academic Honesty Survey located in Module 0. And all that goals contract is saying what your goals are for the quarter, right? What are some challenges you anticipate in achieving those goals, and what are some ways that you think you might be able to overcome those challenges? I do offer what I call student hours, which are the same thing as office hours, only I call them student hours so students know that that time is reserved for them. And that is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from noon until 2 p.m. And I'm available both in person in my office as well as through Zoom using the Zoom student hours link. So if you want to come see me during that time, you either come to my office, or if you can't make it to my office, you can just click on that link and I'll be in the Zoom chat waiting for anybody to come in and ask me questions. I also have a link here to a page I call Inspiration and Positivity, just because there always seems to be only bad news out there. I've linked to a good news website as well as other uplifting videos and motivational speeches and things like that, just in case you get discouraged throughout the quarter. I also have a link to our official class Discord site. That's a way for you all to interact with one another. I'm going to kind of mostly stay in the background there. I'm just checking to make sure that nobody's cheating or doing any kind of cyberbullying. But for the most part, it's a way for you all to connect with one another outside of class. I also have a link here for what I call technical support. So if you're struggling with anything Canvas or IT related, hopefully that link, there'll be some sources there that can help you. And then I have a link here to what I call student resources. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that just so you can see what's available there. So here under student resources, I have all the resources provided by the campus with regards to your mental and physical needs. So if you're ever struggling with any mental or physical health issues, right, you can check out these resources. This includes the Academic Resource Center, the Basic Needs Department, the Care Office, Case Management, Counseling and Psychological Services, the Financial Aid Office, Health, Wellbeing, and Safety, and so forth and so on. And then once you get past these campus resources, I also have resources that are provided by the community, and that includes things like the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, the Inland SoCal Crisis and Suicide Helpline, the Riverside County Cares Office, and things like that, right? So it's got phone numbers, it's got links to websites, right? Anytime that you might be struggling with anything this quarter, I want you to know that here's a list of resources that you can access should you ever need anything. You always feel free as well to talk to me about any issues that you might be having, and hopefully I can help you utilize some of these resources. I did provide for you both my email and my cell phone number, so if you need anything at all, just make sure to let me know, and I'll be sure to try to help you to the best of my ability. All right. I also have a link here to a page called Student Opportunities. Anytime a student group emails me or asks me for a few minutes of my class time to present some advertisement to you all, I tell them that I can't give you the class time that you all paid for, but what I can do is advertise their group here on my Student Opportunities page. Right. So these are mostly ways to participate with student groups, maybe ways to get involved with internships, maybe ways to get involved in certain volunteer activities. It mainly serves as these resume boosting opportunities that I want to advertise to you, right? Just in case you're looking for ways to kind of boost your resume outside of class as well. If you're scrolling down, you'll see the information for my student hours, again, from 12 to 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as my office location, office phone, cell phone, and email. As far as this picture is concerned, I've started losing my hair here recently, so I figured I might as well steer into the skid. Plus, I'm a big fan of the show, so I figured that's a good avatar to go with, right? All right, now the bulk of this class is going to be completed here under modules. So if you click on modules, you're going to see both an introduction module as well as module 1, which are the first two modules that you're going to be going over in this course. The introduction is more kind of like a pre-class module. We'll be going over this information on day 1, but if you have to miss day 1, then just go through this introductory module and you'll get everything that you need. And then we will start on Wednesday with chapter 1, which will be located here in module 1 if we don't have time to get it started at the end of class on Monday. In any case, if you click on the overview for each module, you're going to see a step-by-step list of things that you need to do to complete the module. So for example, step 1 here is to read the syllabus. And again, I have a link to the syllabus and the goals contract here for you. Step 2 is to watch the introduction video if you're not going to be in class on the first day of class on Monday, in which case, again, I do have the PowerPoint slides that we're going to be going over in class on Monday available here for you, as well as these slides in PDF form. So if you ever want to print these out and bring them with you to class so that you can use them to take notes while you're listening to the lecture, or take notes while you are watching the lecture video, right, then that is fine as well. Right, and then we have 2 surveys. One isn't really worth any credit. It's just a way for you to introduce yourself to me, right? That might be a little bit less awkward than coming up to me in front of 500 students at the end of class. And again, it's not going to give you any points, but if you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and your experiences so I can tailor the information in the class more to things that the class is most into, right, then feel free to complete that survey. The second survey is worth an extra credit point if you complete it on time. It's going to be due by the end of week 1, and you'll get 1 extra credit point for completing it. It's just make sure that you understand the rules of the class, as well as, again, filling out your own goals contract. And then there is an optional discussion board. Now, if you click on next, it's going to take you right to that first thing that you need to complete, which is the syllabus, right? Again, you can just read through this syllabus here. And then after you're done reading through the syllabus, if you click the next tab again, it's going to take you to that goals contract, where again, if you want an example of what one of those looks like before filling out that extra credit survey, then go ahead and just take a quick read through this here. Click next again, it's going to take you to that introductory video, right? If you click on the play button, that video will start playing. This is everything we're going to be doing on that first day of class. Welcome, Highland. So again, I'm not gonna make you watch the video now, but if you want to watch that video because you can't make it to class on that first day, or if you want to watch it in addition to coming to class in case there's something you missed, feel free to do so. Throughout these videos, I have these knowledge review questions that are kind of scattered, and as soon as the video gets to that question, it'll stop. Question will pop up. You can answer it before moving on with that video. These knowledge review questions do not count for any credit, right? But again, it's a way to kind of make the video a little bit more interactive, a way to engage in more active learning. And also, it's going to give you the same experience as you would get if you were to come to class, where we're going to answer the very similar questions through this thing called Poll Everywhere that you can actually get extra credit for completing. Right. So if you come to class, I'm going to give you a lecture that we're going to stop every once in a while with these Poll Everywhere questions that you can get extra credit for completing. If you can't come to class on any given day, including the first day, you can watch these videos instead. And again, wherever a Poll Everywhere question might appear, you're going to have a knowledge review question. Now, you won't get any extra credit for completing these, but it will give you the same experience as coming to class, or at least a similar one. So if you ever have to miss class for any reason, you don't feel like you're really missing out on anything. Right. But again, if you complete that introductory video and then go ahead and click on that next tab, it's going to take you to that Tell Me About Yourself survey. Again, this one's completely optional, but just click on Take the Survey in order to complete it. Click next again. It's going to take you to that Class Rules and Academic Honesty survey, where you will get 1 extra credit point for completing that by the end of the day on Sunday, January 14th, or the end of week 1. All right. So again, just click on Take the Survey to complete that. And then if you click next again, it's going to take you to that meet and greet discussion board. This is where you would introduce yourself not only to me, but to everybody in the entire class, right? So again, the meet and greet survey is something that only I'm going to read, but this meet and greet discussion board is something that the entire class can see. So if you want to introduce yourself to everybody, you can read my introduction and then reply to it if you feel the need to, right? Again, this is completely optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And then if you click next again, it's going to take you right to Module 1. Now, Module 1 is the first actual learning module of the course, right? So if you click on the overview, again, it's going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to complete each module. So here are the instructions for completing Module 1, right? So again, I will be live in person teaching this class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 9:50 a.m. So if you want to come to class, if you prefer that live instruction, feel free to do so. You don't have to watch these lecture videos if you choose to come to class. That being said, if you have to miss class for any reason, or if you just prefer to maybe be at home that day, maybe you can't make it to campus for some reason, right? Then you can always watch these lecture videos instead. So for example, I anticipate going over our lecture 1 video for chapter 1 in class on Wednesday. If you can't make it to class on Wednesday of the first week, then you would just watch this lecture video instead. Right, I anticipate doing lecture 2 on Friday. So if you can't make it to class on Friday, again, you would watch this lecture video. Remember, Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we will not be in class on that day. But on Wednesdays, when I plan to go over lecture videos 3 and 4. Right now, after every class, I will email you. I'll post an announcement here on Canvas that is default will be sent to your email unless you change that default setting. That's going to tell you exactly what we covered in that class and what lecture video it's going to correspond to, just in case we go a little bit faster or slower than I anticipate, right? So that you can stay on track even if you can't make it to class on any given day. Once again, I have the slides that we're going to be going over in class in both PowerPoint and PDF format, so that you can print them out, bring them with you to class to take notes while you're listening to the lecture, or you can take notes on them while you are watching the lecture video. Now, after the lecture videos, there is that discussion session video. Every one of you should be registered for a discussion section session, right? With that in mind, your TA will be there at that day and time to give you a live lecture if you prefer that live instruction. But if you can't make it to that discussion section for any reason, then again, you can just watch the discussion session video. Again, you can print out the slides. I have them available in PowerPoint and PDF format so that you can use them to take notes while you are listening to that video or going to that lecture held by your TA. Now, there's also the discussion section assignment that you have to complete as part of your participation in that discussion session. If you're there with your TA, you can complete it through your phone or computer. Right. Again, you'll be completing these through Canvas while your TA can help you with the assignment. If you decide that you do not want to attend your discussion section on that week for any reason, then again, you can just watch the video and complete this on your own through Canvas. So you never have to attend those discussion sessions if you don't want to. After completing that required assignment, I do have a few optional assignments here, including practice questions that I created. If you scroll past those questions, you're going to see an answer key, including an explanation as to why the right answer is indeed correct. Right, there's also course book questions that were developed by the publisher of your textbook. They discontinued that course book, but with their permission, I am allowed to use those course book questions on my Canvas course site as long as I continue to use their book for my lectures. So with that in mind, these are again developed by the publisher of your textbook. Your quiz and exams consist of both questions I've created and questions that come from that test bank. So you get practice of both by going through the practice questions and the course book questions. Now those are optional. You don't have to do them, but it's good practice for you if you want some practice before taking the quiz. Now, I also, for every learning module, I've created a review session video for you, right? Now, this is just a down and dirty, like maybe 20 to 30-minute video going over the main points of the chapter, as well as giving you a few more examples of ways in which these questions might be asked in multiple choice format through those knowledge review questions. Again, I have the slides available in both PowerPoint and PDF format if you want to print them out and use them to take notes while you're watching that video. And then I do have a module 1 quiz, right? Every single learning module has a quiz at the end. Again, you have 3 chances to complete, right? The highest score being the one that sticks. Remember, your discussion session activity, you have 2 chances to complete those, with the highest score being the one that counts, but the highest 6 of 9 of those assignments actually count towards your grade. And then every single of my learning modules has what we call a virtual break room. It's got an exercise break, a relaxation break, a digital escape room, and a discussion board. You don't have to participate in any of these if you don't want to, but it's kind of a fun way to interact with the material, as well as maybe taking a break from your computer in a way that promotes your mental and physical health. So with that in mind, again, if you just click next, it's going to take you right to each of these steps. So it'll take you right to that first lecture video. Again, if you click the play button, you can start watching that video. And again, there is a knowledge review question there towards the end of this video, right? I'll give you the same experience as if you came to the live in-person class where we answer the poll everywhere. So if you can't make it to class on Wednesday, you can watch this video instead. At the top of each video is the learning objectives, or things that I really want you to focus on getting out of this particular video, right? So again, you just keep clicking next. It's going to take you to these lecture videos, each one complete with those knowledge review questions. Certainly not going to make you watch them all right here, but again, you can see that the learning objectives are at the top of each video, right? And just scroll through these lecture videos. Again, the last one was the one that you would complete on Wednesday if you, on Friday if you missed that class, and this is one that you would be completing on Wednesday of week 2 if you were again to miss that particular class, along with this 4th lecture video, right? Now, again, if you click next past these lecture videos, right, then you have that discussion session video that you can watch instead of going to your TA's live discussion session, right? If you click next again, it's going to take you right to the discussion session activity that you have to complete. Again, if you're going to your TA's live discussion, you can go ahead and complete that in that class and ask your TA any questions as they pop up if you have trouble doing it. But if you want to complete this from home, you're perfectly able to do so by just clicking on take the quiz, in which case you can complete it anytime you want from anywhere you want, as long as you have that internet access. Click next again is going to take you to those practice questions. Just real quickly, kind of show you what those look like. There's about 10 practice questions for every chapter. Again, these are questions that I created. If you scroll past the questions, you're going to see an answer key along with not only a right answer, but an explanation for why the right answer is indeed correct. If you click next again, it's going to take you to those course book questions developed by the publisher. Again, just like your practice questions, these are optional, right? But if you scroll past all the questions, and there's anywhere usually between about 15 and 30 questions here, right? You can answer those, right? Now, your publisher did not provide an explanation for why the right answer is indeed correct, but if you come to my student hours, I'll be more than happy to walk you through any questions in which you get stuck on figuring out why that is indeed the correct answer. If you click next again, it's going to take you to that review session video. Again, every learning module has about a 15 to 30-minute review, all right, that goes through that particular chapter, highlighting the key points. So again, this one's about 25 minutes and 38 seconds. And again, you see it scattered with some more of those knowledge review questions, but that's more ways for you to practice with the material as you are, again, reviewing before taking that quiz. Now you click next, next again, it's going to take you to that module quiz. Again, you're going to have 3 chances at this, with the highest score being the one that counts towards your grade, right? So just a fair warning, there does have a randomized set of questions that comes from a larger pool of questions. So every time you take this quiz, it is going to be a little bit different, right? So make sure you read each question carefully, as some questions might look very similar, but there might be like a 1 or 2 keyword difference that is going to make a huge difference in how that question is answered, right? But you do get 3 chances at taking the quiz, with the highest score being the one that counts. Click next again, and it takes you to another extra credit opportunity. Module 0 had one with that academic rules and or class rules and academic honesty survey. Module 1 also has an extra credit opportunity with these economic t-shirt slogans that you're going to see me wearing throughout class. Here are the rules for the activity. Is going to be due by the end of the day on Friday, March 8th. And again, you can just click start assignment and upload your extra credit t-shirt idea. And we're going to talk a little bit about that again on the first class on Monday. But just give you an idea of where to complete that, you can find it here in Module 1. Click next again, it's going to take you to that virtual break room. So there's actually some research by Terry Boyle, who looked at what improves cognition and improves like people's ability to think and reason and improve their learning. And he found out that it was actually exercise, meditation, and some computer games. Following that research, I decided to put all 3 of those in my virtual break room. So every virtual break room has a short exercise break. It's usually about like maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the most, right? Where you can perform an exercise away from your desk or computer, right? And I even put it in a section called Pass the Prof, which was my performance during this exercise challenge, if you want to try to beat it. I also have a short relaxation break that's usually like a guided meditation or breathing exercise. There's also an intellectual break, which is the virtual escape room. I'm going to go ahead and click on that just so you can see what it looks like. Right. So each chapter has its own digital escape room, right? I made these in Google Slides. So all you have to do is click on the slideshow view, and now you're inside that digital escape room, right? If you click on the lock, it gives you a brief story and then how these are the locks that you need to unlock in order to escape the room. Now, where do you find the clues to unlock these locks? Well, they're scattered throughout the room. So if you click on, say, the bulletin board, it's going to pull up a clue. What is economics? Well, aside from being really cool, it is the study of how people make choices under, and then you need to be able to answer that question based off the first definition that we cover on the first day of class. Now, even if you weren't there for that class, you might be able to figure it out just by looking at the bolded letters. There's all kinds of hints like that contained within these escape rooms, right? Again, if you were to click on something like this board, it might give you, again, another example or problem that you can work through as a solution to one of those locks, right? So you don't have to do these by any stretch, but they're kind of a fun way to interact with the material and again, a way to maybe improve your understanding of it before heading into the quizzes and exams, right? And then each virtual break room also has a discussion board where you can post maybe your performance on the exercise challenge, your time in escaping the digital escape room if you want to time yourself, or anything you want. Maybe there's something from that chapter that struck you as interesting or controversial. If you want to start an economics debate, that's perfectly fine by me. Just make sure you're respectful and courteous with your fellow classmates while you do so. So that's what each typical learning module looks like. Again, we have module 0 and module 1 up so far. I'll be posting module 2 as we get closer to the end end of week 1, right? Giving you a full week to complete each module before we actually get to completing it. Now, with this in mind, you can always start at the beginning and just click next, or you can jump to any one of these steps in these modules just by highlighting that step and left clicking. It'll take you right to it. But that's pretty much it. So it should be pretty easy to navigate through this class. Again, any announcements I post at the end of class telling you what we covered and what we're going to cover next class will be up here under recent announcements. And you always click on the announcements tab in order to find it. Right. But that's it. Hopefully you found this tour of our Canvas course site useful. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to join me during those student hours, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have, or you can just shoot me an email, right? Either way, I look forward to answering your questions, and I look forward to a great quarter. Hopefully you're as excited to take this class as I am to teach it. Just let me know if you need anything. But until then, stay safe and healthy. Take care.